Voiceover. There must be a little more to life than having everything. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. Donald J. Trump. Donald. Wow. I mean, yeah, we've all seen this by now. This is the letter in its fucking like full context in a book about Epstein's friends in a section. Actually, he's in the friend section. Friends. These are the guys. This is the section that has the people who were getting girls trafficked to them, right? This has got Leon Black, Jean-Luc Brunel, Bill Clinton, Dershowitz, Jarecki, Peter Mandelson, George Mitchell, Joel Pashkow, Joe Pagano, Henry Rozovsky's in there, Leslie Wexner, Mort Zuckerman. Like, this is like the fucking, this is basically the Epstein client list right here. Friends in the birthday book. And there's fucking Donald Trump right in the middle of it. Donald Trump. And everybody's being like, hey, by the way, wink, nudge, nudge, it sure is fun to be a pedophile. Oh boy, it's fun to be a pedophile, right, Epstein? And here's fucking Trump's inclusion. And yeah, like, what the fuck do you think? How else are you supposed to take this? Like, yeah, this is rough. This is very bad. This is very bad for Trump. Hey, it's the Goblin Queen. Thank you for watching, everyone. This is my first stream on the second channel, my Extra Chill Goblin channel. Appreciate you guys coming over here. I'm going to try, hopefully, streaming on this channel from now on, unless I have like a really big important stream that I might want to get more eyes on, and then uploading the clips to the same channel. So if you're not subscribed, then first of all, I don't know how the hell you would be watching this, but if you're not subscribed, come on, please. Please, I need you to help me out here. Subscribe, please. Extra Chill Goblin. Yeah, it's been a crazy week. Did you guys remember when the Epstein birthday book came out? That was like recently, 5 days ago. 5 days ago, the Epstein full birthday book was released. That's not even 1 week ago when we got confirmation that this was a real photo from Epstein's 50th birthday book. So much has happened since then. So much. I mean, mostly the one thing. Mostly the Charlie Kirk thing. Let's get into some of the Epstein birthday book shit. Because that shit came out less than a week ago. It wasn't out last stream I did. And now it's out. And no one is just talking about it anymore. It's done. So I do want to do let's actually look at it. Because it's kind of nuts how quickly that thing left. But yeah, the full birthday book was released on Google Drive. Look at this. We got the Epstein estate documents. First production. I don't know if there's going to be second, whatever, part 2 or something, but this is a Google Drive folder that anyone can view, and it's got request number 1, which is the birthday book. Request number 2, which is Epstein's will. Request number 4, which is Epstein's non-prosecution agreement. And request number 8, which I forget what that one is. I don't know why it says part. Oh, right. Yeah, this is just the black book. Okay, so this is shit that we've had since 2019 or something like that. Even before that. Gawker released it. What I really would like to go through, though, is the birthday book. Happy birthday, Epstein. It was bound in a really fancy way, fancy binding, and it looks like it was, I think I'm not sure, but it looks like it was in like several volumes. Wait, unless it has more pages than the original. I also don't really understand, why would Epstein's estate have the address book that was stolen by Alfredo Rodriguez? Did they like give it back to them or something? That's a little bit weird. But the first 50 years. So let's get into the birthday mode here. So I've got this table of contents. It's got everybody who contributed to the book. I think it's interesting that several names have been taken out. The girlfriends and the children make sense. That makes sense. But there's a blacked out name here in Friends. There's another blacked out name here in Friends. There's another section of girlfriends. It's like girlfriends, all one word, and then girlfriends with a hyphen. That seems interesting. Special assistants all blacked out. Bweesness. And then I'm also like, is this the full page? Like, why does this page have so much white space at the top? Or I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just this part where you can see the outline. But yeah, so there are some names that have been withheld from us. But there are a lot of names in here that we do know. Oh, that's a good point, Anarcha. The names are all alphabetical, which is notable for the Friends section. So if we go to Friends, oh yes, you are so right. So someone in between Leon Black and Jean-Luc Brunel. And then down here, someone between Henry Rozovsky and Leslie Wexner. Interesting. And I think the book itself is mostly in the order that the contents are in, although not always. A girlfriend is an adult. A girlfriend is a child. Could be, maybe. Could be. Yeah, because Epstein did differentiate between his girlfriends, like the Nadia Marchenkova or whatever, the Ghislaine even, Chilean Mittelfart, Ava Dubin, like those people, and his like masseuses. So maybe it was like those two sort of areas. Second one's children. That could be. I could see that. But yeah, so we start out with Ghislaine's like fucking indecipherable handwriting. Like no wonder Jeffrey Epstein had her as his right-hand woman. Like this woman could not. Your secrets are safe with someone whose handwriting is like this. It's crazy. So I think I can read it though. It says, the idea behind this book was simply to gather stories and old photographs to jog your memory about places, people, and different events. Some of the letters will definitely achieve their intended goal. Some, well, you will have to read them to see for yourself. I know you will enjoy looking through the book, and I hope you will derive as much pleasure looking through it as I did putting it together for you. Happy birthday, love, Ghislaine. Wow, actually that was, I can't believe I read that. Here's a weird one. Here's a weird pic. This is a young Epstein. It looks like, but my best guess, young Epstein, just color of his hair. Surrounded by, looks like some like, I want to say Burkina Faso guys. It's like the red berets. But Ghislaine's caption here, these were your bodyguards before you began traveling with presidents and getting the Army and Secret Service to greet you. So that's interesting. This might be evidence for the theory that Epstein was a arms dealer, international weapons smuggler before, he became his thing. The first date, Christmas 1991. Now, this is not literally their first date based on what I've heard Ghislaine say about their first date, but I guess this is around the time when they met. 1991. Well, yes, actually, you are right. Some pages are missing. I'm assuming like a lot of the ones from girlfriends and stuff, like they do redact a lot of the like identifying information, but maybe they might redact like an entire page here and there. But I think for the most part, we get most of the pages, even with redactions. I think this is from his mom. May 2003 proved to be the year you're most happy. Dear son, Jeff. I've been very busy reminiscing since Ghislaine asked me to write about you for your book. My father drove Seymour and me to the hospital that cold, snowy day. Seymour is Epstein's dad. Jeff, you've been a good son from day one. At PTH meetings, I begged your teachers to help improve your handwriting. His handwriting and his typing was always terrible. Today, do you know where your accordion is? You played at your bar mitzvah and Uncle Lenny's bar mitzvah. After time, you switched to piano lessons. So this this is an example. Like, it does seem like Epstein probably was a good piano player. I'd always been wondering if that was just more bullshit, if that was just something that he made up. But this seems to be the case. Photos and everything. And she goes into like a lot of stuff here that we don't like. I'm sorry if this is a little bit boring, but if you got like, if you're a real ep head here, there is some interesting shit here. Like she's going over his life, right? He went to Europe after graduation. We objected to 100% to your going to Europe at that time. After graduation, we would have seen to it you would travel as a gentleman tourist. Instead, you went with Terry Kafka. We pictured you coming home tired, undernourished, sickly. To our surprise, you looked great and had a great time. Your experiences in Europe helped you get the job at Dalton. Like, that's interesting. Your experiences in Europe helped you get the job at Dalton. I mean, I don't know, I'll take that for what it's worth. This is Jeffrey Epstein's mom. Like, maybe isn't like fully aware of all of the fucking dark magic he's doing right now. Your experiences in Europe, because it's always been like, how the fuck did he get hired at Dalton? He didn't have a university degree. It doesn't make sense. But somehow those experiences helped him get the job at Dalton. I'd love to know more about that. Unfortunately, Jeffrey Epstein's mom died in the early 2000s. Jeff, I'm so sorry that Dad can't share the nachos. Maybe that's Yiddish word or something we have regarding your achievements. He would have been overjoyed reading the article about you in New York Magazine. So this is the famous article, by the way, International Man of Mystery. And by the amount of people who mention it in this book, it appears that it must have come out like pretty recently. Whoa, I've never seen this. This was the illustration on it. Wow, that's crazy. Flyboys, Clinton, Epstein, Spacey, and Tucker boarding Epstein's personal Boeing 727 to Africa. This was like basically the article that really blew up his spot. Famously, this is the one where Epstein likes to tell people he's a loner, a man who's never touched alcohol or drugs, whose nightlife is far from energetic. And yet if you talk to Donald Trump, a different Epstein emerges. I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. Trump booms from a speakerphone. It is even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life. Famous quote. So people are referencing this article, and the Vanity Fair article came out around the same time. But, hang on. 12. Your report cards were A+. You were an excellent student. Like a lot of shit here, yeah. At age 27, Cosmopolitan featured you as Bachelor of the Month. That's another crazy thing. Today you avoid gatherings, parties. Why? This is interesting because I don't really get the feeling that Epstein avoided gatherings, right? He's a very social guy. He loved making friends and hanging out with his friends. I was looking at family tapes. We had many, many parties, anniversary parties, etc. You enjoyed being there. Today you avoid gatherings, parties. Why? Seems like maybe he just avoids family, right? That's interesting. Yes, to the Finland station. We will get to the Vanity Unfair article, which is in here. But the Vanity Fair article was the one Vicky Ward published. And it was supposed to include testimony from Annie Farmer, Maria Farmer. And it didn't, because Epstein was able to catch and kill the story. Like, he talked, according to Vicky Ward, like Epstein, like she showed up to work and Epstein was like at the office and he was talking to her boss. And her boss was like, cut the shit out about the like whatever, you know. Yeah, his family gatherings weren't cool enough. Yeah, not enough children. Everybody's too old. It's like, this is a real adult fest, you know. I don't know why his friend Warren Eisenstein was like, oh, you want stuff for Epstein's birthday? Well, here's my old fucking taxi driver's license. Here's my tenant like certificate. Here's my like reduced fare eligible. Here's like a bunch of my old shit. Like, what? I don't know why that guy thought to include that. Some school photos of Epstein. Whoa. Here's the Cosmopolitan magazine thing. Crazy. Bachelor of the Month. Financial strategist Jeffrey Epstein, 27, talks to only people who make over $1 million a year. If you're a cute Texas girl, write this New York dynamo at 55 Water Street, 49th floor, New York City, 10041. Yeah, okay. This looks like a photocopy of one of those old little like memories book. You write memories in. So this is like a memory that Jeff Epstein wrote to somebody, and it says, your tutor. This is to Warren Eisenstein. So maybe that's like a joke, because I think Warren and he were the same age, this dude. So maybe he like tutored him in school or something, even though they're the same age. Dark as the night, not witty, not bright. As he goes through the halls, people stop and stare to see a Jewish boy with dark, fuzzy hair. Yeah, I don't know. Jeff Epstein. Not a poet. So here's a weird one. And I'm not sure who this is from, but we're looking at the table of contents here. So Warren Eisenstein obviously threw in a bunch of shit from him. He gave, here, you want all my like IDs? But we got, I don't know, Terry Kafka, Michael Buchholz, Dr. Stephen Levy. But here's a weird one. So I don't know who, this is obviously Epstein. I'm not sure which one of his friends this is. We picked up girls on beach, went out on boat. I tell them with knife in my hand to take suits off. But Warren tells, don't worry, his name is J.N. He's just joking. We live at so-and-so. So weird. Is this a real story? Like, it seems like he's relating something that really happened. And he's like, remember that time I had a knife in my hand and I asked girls to take their suits off? And it's just like, I don't know. Mark, I think that's Mark Epstein, Epstein's brother, Mark. Tell Mark to throw him into water. Just some weird fucking memories here for his birthday book. This is where it gets kind of like not cool. Like the first part, it's like, you know, his parents and stuff, and Ghislaine being like, look at all you've done. I'm so proud of you, my boy. And then here's his like childhood Brooklyn friends being like, yo, remember when we did all these fucking horrible crimes? Like this one. And it's so fucking unclear what they're talking about. Castaways, Volume 1. I was porking some girl in bed, and Jeff brings in the maid to make a bed. She left screaming and never came back. Okay? We're both in bed porking some girls. I said, what do you think? Well, he's shoving penicillin down my throat. What the fuck? What the fuck? I went the whole day without speaking English. Jeff told everybody I was raised on a boat in Brazil. When I come out of the bathroom brushing my teeth and spit the foam on the floor, Jeff says that's how they do it in Brazil. Okay. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't think you're crazy. Maybe they're like, hey, listen, you think you're the blackmail king? We got shit on you too, buddy. Yeah. I'm sure that this is like 2004. Like, I think it was 2004, something like that. Something time in the early 2000s, when definitely there was like a lot of like kind of like frat bro, like Tucker Max type shit. This is sort of the style. It was a style of the time. People would tell, a lot of like dudes would be like, oh man, like all these whatever college girls, all these like, you know, a lot of slut shaming and casual misogyny in these stories of fooling women into sex. It reads like that to me, but some of it is like a little bit, some of it's like more over the top, like the threatening girls with a knife, the maid left screaming. I mean, I guess that one's not so bad because it's just like she walked in on him having sex and she left. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, this guy's shit, whoever it is, it reads a lot like that. Yeah, so it'd be 2003 for his 50th. Jewish Singles Weekend. Sit us down at table with ugly girls, and I told them, don't you have any pretty ones? Like, why would you share this stuff, man? Like, this guy, whoever this guy is who wrote this, seems like a big piece of shit. He came out of a room and came out of the bathroom, brushing my teeth, and spit the foam on the floor. That's disgusting, dude. Like, this guy just seems like a horrible guy. We get in room, Jack says, don't touch my hair. You dump water right on his head, then we set room on fire. Throwing food in dining room, no one would serve us, so they put us by kitchen. Gave us all our money back and told us to leave and never come back. A redacted name and redacted name. Two very young girls, probably just 17, and were riding in my father's caddy. Park Avenue, top down, smooching it up in car. Drop, dead, laughing. What? Like there's something missing here. So blank and blank, so that'll be names. Those will be two girls' names. Two very young girls, probably just 17 plus. There's probably just 17. Is that 17 and like, was there another number there that was supposed to be? Talked on smooching it up in car. So like the Epstein and whoever this is are with two young girls smooching it up in car. And then I guess this is this guy's idea of a funny story. I don't know. I do not get it. Ocean Reef trip. Start off, you get speeding ticket. You're with blank and her mother is looking at me like I'm a box of candy and shoving food the whole time down my mouth. The boat ride in blank birthday present boat. Okay. No idea what that is. Somebody, the rabbi's daughter. I still don't know how to parse this. Jeff would call the house rabbi's wise. Okay. I don't know. And say, this is blank father. So it's like Julie, the rabbi's daughter. Jeff would call the house the house rabbi, period. The house rabbi's niece and say this is her father. I'm not sure. I would bring her up to your mother's house and make her take her top off so we could touch her boobs. Her and blank would play together with toys. I don't know, guys. This is some fucked up stuff. Oh, voice. Yes, you're right. You're right, TripAdvisor. Jeff would call the house rabbi's voice and say, this is like some girl's father. Rabbi's voice. Yeah. So he'd do it. Okay. So he pretends to be the father put on the voice of this girl's father and pretend to be your father. Girlfriends. Dearest Jeffrey, if I were to list my lifetime achievements, surely scoring higher than you on the 9th grade algebra regent would rank in the top 10. I'll never forget the exhilaration of considering myself smarter than Jeffrey Epstein in math. So this is a high school girlfriend, some fold photos, a lot of redacted people, Mark Twain, junior high school. And this is another letter that Epstein wrote. As she goes through the hall, people stop and stare to see such a pretty girl with long golden hair. And wait a minute. What was it? Wait a second. What was the thing he wrote for Eisenstein? Hang on. We gotta do some detective work here. We gotta do some investigative journalism. Eisenstein. Yeah, this dude. So look at this. So here's what he wrote to his friend Eisenstein, and here's what he wrote to his girlfriend. As she goes through the hall, people stop and stare to see such a pretty girl with long golden hair. Dark as the night, not witty, not bright. As he goes through the halls, people stop and stare to see a Jewish boy with dark, fuzzy hair. Dude, caught in 4K. Like, you know what? I'm going to stop giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. He's reusing yearbook poems. Couldn't even write a new poem for every person. Shaking my damn head. And yeah, obviously Epstein's thing with blondes goes back. Roses are red, violets are blue, your hair is like gold, I wish mine were too, I hate to see what I look like. Yours darkly, Warren Eisenstein. To Jeff's woman. Wow, everybody's talking about hair. Yeah, people are always stopping and staring at people's very normal hair. Whoa, look at that hair. Whoa, look at that hair of that person walking through the hall. Am I the only one who's stopping and staring? This is the most terrifying section here. Children. God, what a horrifying... There's some like real like analog like horror thing here. But here's something interesting. I'm going to try and do this justice. This is a picture done a marker of here's Epstein and a girl and whatever. I don't know. But it's a song. Here comes the bride, all dressed in white. Where is the groom? He's in the ladies' room. What is his reminder? To work on his binder. But then the last part is, I think it's basically supposed to be like, he's grooming his dog. It's supposed to be like some pun on like groom. Epstein is the groom at the wedding, but he's also grooms dogs. Of course, there's another thing he was grooming as well, but can't expect children to know about that. But yeah, I think this is Chelina Dubin, a new series of picture. And if you'll remember, Ava Anderson Dubin in Epstein's Black Book. So right here, Ava Anderson, this woman here who was in the book, she had a child, one of his godchildren, Chelina Dubin, in Epstein's Black Book. This is the one that Alfredo Rodriguez did. The very last page, Alfredo wrote like, here's some important people you're going to call these people. These people saw the abuse. These are the important people you need to talk to. One of them was Ava Anderson Dubin, former model and mother of naked pic. So it seems as though they had a naked picture of Chelina Dubin. And if we look in here, I believe these photos are Epstein's goddaughter. His favorite person in the world, as he liked to say. Yeah, creepy. Friends. In 2009. Yeah, her and Glenn Dubin were super close with Epstein, and like basically up until and after his death are still like, he's fine, he's innocent. I would let my kids hang out with him. It's fine. The redacted name is likely Flavio Briatore or Ed Bronfman. Looked into Branson and Bloomberg, but they don't match. Oh, okay, Leon Black. So it's the one after Leon Black is redacted. This one, birthday greetings to Degenerate One. From Eaton Square to Barton Way, from St. Mark's to Palm Beach and Manhattan. Is it a mere 2 decades in South time? So many girls, so little time. And you there, Jeffrey, always grinning like the mysterious, mischievous lad you are. I remember it all with a smile, though with a melancholy smile to think you are only at mid-century a mere boy, though we vampires are supposed to age slowly, if at all. So there will be... This is so scary. This is scary. Like, this is horror movie Act 1. What the hell is this? Though we vampires are supposed to age slowly, if at all. So there will be decades more of my screaming commodity orders on planes while the passengers say shh, and you never failing to astonish me. I'll look out the window and you'll be shooting past on a rocket with a Cheshire Cat grin. Okay, got it. Keep it up, Jeffrey. With great affection, Degenerate 2, a.k.a. somebody. Who could that be? Mentions places in London and St. Moritz, Switzerland. Oh, Switzerland, that's a clue. It also mentions they've known him for 20 years. It also says that they're older. The Bronfmans were connected to Bear Stearns. Ed Bronfman Jr. lived in London in the 80s. Briatore is a ski instructor and recently built a hotel in St. Moritz, Switzerland. Yeah, like this is another thing is when we look at the table of contents, right? We have to be able to fit their name approximately here. So it's got to be a relatively short name, right? It's like just a little bit longer than Leon Black, Bill Clinton. Let's say Flavio Briatore and Ed Bronfman, Tony Blair, I think people are saying. So let's take a look here. So Tony Blair's too short. So Flavio and Ed Bronfman would be right in that zone. Ed Bronfman, born in Montreal, Quebec. Hey, that's where I live. The son of Alan Bronfman and nephew of Samuel Bronfman, founder of Seagram. And he's old. Like he's quite a bit older than. Oh, he died a year after this letter. Wow, he owned the Montreal Canadiens? God damn, that's crazy. Well, if it's Ed Bronfman Jr., how old is he? Oh, okay, yeah, this guy. 1955? Okay, so yeah, and Epstein was 53. So he's a little bit older than Ed Bronfman Jr. So it doesn't make sense to me that he would be like, you're only a half century, a mere child, right? Unless he's joking. Now, this is a weird one. This is a weird one. Not quite sure what to make of this. This is Jean-Luc Brunel's page. So Jean-Luc was a manager of MC2 models. Before that was the, I think, French guy in charge of elite models, like a supermodel like agency, like really, really famous, like high up in the modeling industry. Jean-Luc Brunel, accused of rape like so many times, like underage girls, models in France. There's a 60 Minutes episode about him doing this from way before Epstein. And that is actually normal. Like the modeling industry, like from everything that I've read about the modeling industry, it seems like it basically is a human trafficking organization, and it's barely disguised at all. And Brunel became the guy, this basically, let's say that the guy in charge of scouting, in quotes, models, in quotes, for Epstein for his modeling company, MC2. MC2 was the name. It was like Epstein was supposed to be like a silent partner. He didn't want people to know he was involved, but he wanted it to secretly be like, but I am involved. Call it MC2. Call it MC2 and it'll be like E equals MC squared. But the E stands for Epstein. That was the idea. And the woman who was, oh God, what's her name? Maria something or other. The woman who was the bookkeeper for MC2 said that Epstein told her to model the modeling contracts. Choose a different word there. To base the modeling contracts for MC2 exactly on the ones that Trump used for Trump model management, which is another modeling agency where tons of like rape and exploitation happens of all of these young women. So here's Jean-Luc Brunel's thing, and it's a bunch of math. And you can see here like he's got like Euclid, Archimedes, Epstein, Pythagoras, Brunel. So he's put his name and Epstein's name up among all of these like famous geniuses. 10 is the most beautiful number. And so like listen to this. 10 is the most beautiful number. Do not rush to be 100 years old. It contains the, what does that say? The hint from integer? I spent like a little bit too long probably looking at this. I'm not the best at math. I was good at it in school, in like high school, but that was like fucking, let me do the quick math here. I was like 18 years ago or something. So I'm not like up to practice here, but I'm looking at a lot of these things. So first he says 10 is the most beautiful number. Do not rush to be 100 years old. It contains the hint from integer. And so a lot of these equations have 10 and 5 in them, 5 plus 10, 10 plus 5. And I also, like, there's some famous math done by Brunel in one of the, Brunel message to Epstein, 2 times 8. Yeah. So here is a message that Jean-Luc Brunel wrote to Epstein. Like somebody wrote this down, like Jean-Luc called him and then somebody wrote down the message, like Guylaine or somebody. And this is the message. He has a teacher for you to teach you how to speak Russian. She is 2 times 8 years old, not blonde. Lessons are free and you can have first today if you call. So keep in mind, this was the guy whose job, he was basically like the French version of Ghislaine Maxwell. He was the person who was going out and finding girls for him. And he would tell them, oh, I'm going to make you a famous model. Come with me. I'm going to introduce you to Epstein, blah, blah, blah. 2 times 8, which I always thought was just like, is that supposed to be a code so that it doesn't seem like you're saying, oh, she's 16 years old? Like, let me make it like I don't want them to know I'm bringing a 16-year-old over. Maybe I'll make it seem like I'm bringing 2 8-year-olds over. It's like, that's worse. But clearly this is not actually supposed to be a Russian teacher. Like, why would he need to specify not blonde? You know, why do you care what color your hair is? But yeah, so there's Jean-Luc Brunel. So this guy likes math. I don't know. Maybe he thinks that only him and Epstein could possibly like decipher this crazy code. He's like, oh, nobody knows there are 2 times tables. They're all stuck learning their 1 times tables. So a lot of these are the number 10. 10 is the most beautiful number. Like, I'm assuming that this is like age, right? 10 equals BN. 10 times 5 equals Y. 8N. Like, I feel like this is some sort of like pedophile equation where it's like, hey, look at this. Yeah, Anarcha. It looks more like numerology than maths. And then D, so I don't know what D is, but 10 plus 10 halves equals diff equals D. So D should never be greater than Jeff, maybe? Jeez. I don't know what this means, but I feel like there's something really messed up that's below the surface here. I wish you every new day happier than every old happy days. Your friend, Jean-Luc. Moving on. Bill Clinton. Clinton's in the book, and my God, how the hell what the fuck does this say? Happy 50th. It's reassuring, isn't it? Lasted so long across all the years of learning and knowing. Adventures and efforts, and still to have your childlike curiosity, the drive to make a difference, and the solace of friends. Bill Clinton. I mean, Clinton's thing has always been like, Jeffrey and I, we weren't friends. Like, I used him for his jet. We didn't hang out. I had one meeting with him. Like, it's not a big fucking deal, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, there's shit like this. And it's like, on the one hand, like, this could be like him writing, like, there's nothing specific in this. He isn't including any of his crazy fucking, like, horrible sexcapades with him or anything like some of Epstein's other friends. It's all very, like, you could write this message to anyone. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, this is not, like, typed up and, like, fired off by, like, one of his, like, assistants or something. This is, like, he wrote this. Like, he wrote this with, like, a Sharpie or something. With a dry fucking Sharpie. So I don't think, like, I feel like it's hard for Bill Clinton to argue that he wasn't friends with this guy. Although I'm sure that they really wanted his signature, because Clinton was Epstein's, like, the friend he was most proud to have, for sure. All right, here we are. Somebody mentioned this before. Dershowitz. Dear Jeffrey, as a birthday gift to you, I managed to obtain an early version of the Vanity Unfair article. I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton, as you will see from the enclosed excerpt. Happy birthday and best regards, Alan. So here's what Alan thinks is funny. Ready? Vanity Unfair. And then he's taken just I guess the cover page of Vanity Fair magazine, and he's cut and pasted over all of these names. Jeffrey. Bring it on, Jeffrey. Consume me, Jeffrey. Intoxicate me, Jeffrey. Nicole Kidman. Jeffrey Epstein's Bloody Summer. Jeffrey Epstein's Fuck Rampage. Who was Jack the Ripper? Was it Jeffrey Epstein? Exclusive 100-year-old mystery solved. Al-Qaeda in South America. Financed by Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein stole my heart. And other courtroom dispatches. Life is a pure flame. We live by an invisible sun within us. Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, okay. This is Alan Dershowitz's thing. He thinks this is funny. He says, I talked him into shifting the focus from you to Bill Clinton. So then it goes to, who was that man with Epstein? Because the original article, I guess, was about, like, Epstein being, like, who was this man with Clinton, basically. Like, so Clinton went on this big plane ride, but, like, what the heck's going on with the guy who owns the plane? Who is this guy? And so his joke is, what if it was the opposite? Inquiring minds are asking, who was that man with Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein is, of course, one of the world's most famous men, a household name throughout the planet. His pictures appeared on the cover of every magazine in the world. Everyone knows his story. All of that is true so far. From his humble roots on Coney Island to his rise as one of the most envied public figures of the Western world. Not quite. But what was he doing flying to Africa with an obscure former politician from Hope, Arkansas? So that's the joke. That's what it is here. amusing reversal of emphasis. Anyway, I think this might also be from Dershowitz, New Yorker cartoon. I've done a lot of soul searching and have come to the conclusion that I should be thinking less about money and more about naked women and biommathematical research. Really adding on that biommathematical research really ruins the joke and just like the flow. But I think I know what you're talking about, Mark. Yeah, I had the same sort of thought when I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton, because like fucking Dershowitz was like a fucking, what do you call it? Like a pit bull lawyer who would just like harass people and get them to like, hey, don't talk about this. Don't talk about this. Leave my client alone, blah, blah, blah. And I can definitely see the part where he says, I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton as a reference to like the type of lawyer work that he did for Epstein and just in general. A lot of it is just like, you want me to harass somebody? Done. Let me know, like, you want me to go to harass Vanity Fair and threaten to sue them and whatever? I wonder if you surveyed people if Epstein would have more name recognition than Bill Clinton. Probably like younger people, for sure. Didn't Vanity Fair editor claim he got death threats? I don't think so. From what I understand from Vicky Ward's reporting, from what she's said about it, she had this evidence from Maria Farmer and Annie Farmer, and she wanted to publish it. She wanted to like break the story, basically. And the girls were like depending on her, and she was like, "Don't worry, like you will be safe. We're going to get this out there. We're going to stop this from happening." And then her editor cut that part out of the article without informing her. And she talked to him later and was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, why'd you cut it out?" And he was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, man. I'm Canadian. I believe Epstein. He told me he didn't do it, and I believe him. What can I say? I'm Canadian. I just believe everyone." There's a cat's head and a bullet left on his doorstep? Dang, the Vanity Fair editor? Maybe I'm misremembering that. That's crazy. Here's one from Nick. That's Nick Lease. Don't know who that is. "You very dear boy. Going back into the past as I have over the last few days has in some ways proved a melancholy experience. All the old criminals suddenly came leaping out at me. Mac, Ogilvy, Swire, Baring, Alphonse, the Brigadier, the old man, and all the good times that we had together. One of the sad things in life is that fate conspires to move people apart to the extent that I hardly see you anymore. But I suppose that is why we are compensated by memories. I was speaking to BB last night." BB? Who's that? Netanyahu? "Before writing this email, we both agreed that we were at a loss to decide which of the hundreds of hilarious incidents to pinpoint for you. There are just too many. Inspecting the royal school girls' dorms. Okay. Chasing rabbits with Toto in the old man's dino. Trying to get husband out of the way in Manila. Blocking Ogilvy's loo with the illegal goose at Baring's wedding. Doing 3-point turns in the tunnel in HK when we asked the Mandarin driver to find us some girls. Dancing the night away in the tin mine in KL, Kuala Lumpur. Massage classes at Raxol, and so on and so on. It brings tears to my eyes." Yeah, what kind of tears are those? Inspecting the royal school girls' dorms, buddy? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, this is some real fucking international men of mystery. International fucking pedophiles of mystery shit. However, there was one evening which I recall always... Sorry, I'll keep doing the voice. "However, there was one evening which I recall always had you howling with laughter. We were in Harry's bar in London. You, me, the old man, Toto, and the usual extraordinary group of camp followers, Lord Long, Ian Crookshank, etc., etc. Somehow, Toto got it into his head that was a call girl that Doggy'd fixed up for him. After dinner, we all went off to Tramps. Tramps, that's the nightclub that Guylaine went to with Prince Andrew and Virginia Giuffre. Interesting. And Toto and Doggy got in the back of Doggy's car with sitting between them. Toto, grinning happily at the old man, reached down and pulled skirt up to her panties and put his hand on her pussy. The old man, smiling sweetly, leaned over, stuffed his hand into her pants, so that Toto found his fingers playing with Doggy's. Suddenly, the awful truth sunk in, but Toto was too shocked to remove his hand, so they drove to Tramps with both of them still trapped in knickers. Oh, my love, and a very, very happy birthday, with many more years to come in the future than the years behind you. Nick." Whoa, that's crazy. Nick Lease, that's who this fucking freak is. Nick Lease, Epstein, and then two guys named Doggy and Toto. And it also says, "You, me, the old man." So would that be like he's talking about Douglas Lease? But Lease was an architect along with Saudi Adnan Khashoggi and Prince Bandar bin Sultan Al Saud in the $1 billion Al Yamama arms deal, Britain's biggest arms deal ever concluded. And like that, isn't that interesting? Because this is another like whole fucking connection with like what, all this fucking like Iran-Contra shit and like the Khashoggis, whatever, the Epstein, like the whole theory that Epstein was like an arms dealing, really intense. You're saying that Douglas Lease was that makes way more sense. Yeah. Yeah, would that have been like the 80s, that deal? Around the time Epstein was active? Yeah, it'd be like around Contra, right? But yeah, what the fuck is this story? Oh, okay, this one is weird. This one is weird, and this is from Peter Mandelson. So this is Tony Blair's, like, fixer, Peter Mandelson, British politician, lobbyist, and diplomat, served in the cabinets of Tony Blair and Gordon Brown as Minister without Portfolio. He was one of the first people to whom the term spin doctor was applied and was nicknamed the Prince of Darkness because of his ruthless, media-savvy reputation. Yeah, that's this guy. The Right Honourable Lord Mandelson. The Right Honourable Lord Mandelson. Oh, yes, hello. I'm a good little boy. I've not done anything evil. They call me the Prince of Darkness. That's the Right Honourable Lord Prince of Darkness, if you please. Okay, and so this dude wrote Epstein a little fucking birthday poem. Well, not a birthday poem. I guess more of a picture book, a story. Let's see. Once upon a time, an intelligent, sharp-witted man they call Mysterious, another reference to the Vanity Fair article, parachuted into my life. You would spend many hours just waiting for him to turn up. And often, no sooner were you getting used to having him around, you'd suddenly be alone. Again. Okay. Leaving you with some interesting friends to entertain instead. Ooh, good point to the Finland. I don't think being appointed ambassador to the U.S. right at the start of Trump's second term was a coincidence. Oh yeah? To the Finland? Bunch more stuff. Oh shit. Did he get fired because of this shit? Whoa, crazy. That happened this week? So it was because of this. Well, we haven't even gotten to the most fucked up part. Hang on. All right, scrolling down here. Oh, just some dogs to keep you company. He wasn't always so keen on them. Couple golden retrievers. But then he would parachute back in, very occasionally, taking you by surprise in some far-off places. And look at this. So this is like a single malt whiskey label bottle, and you can see down here, specially bottled by his friends in Ireland for the Right Honourable Peter Mandelson, MP, Secretary of State for Northern Ireland, 1999 to 2001. So now we've got like dates to their shit. No way, Finland. Seriously? More email came out too? Mimo and Epstein in jail? That's crazy. That's crazy. Look at younger photos of him. That does look like him. Wait, why does that look so different from like, is it the same guy as this? Geez, those glasses really change his face, I guess. There he is with, wow, okay, I hadn't heard this. Fires ambassador to U.S. Peter Mandelson because of Epstein links. Okay. Yeah, damn. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, moving on. Far off places. Here we go. This part is the fucked up part. Sup, Warfels? Or in one of his glorious homes he likes to share with his friends. Yum, yum. Yum, yum. The homes are yum, yum. Peter Mandelson, are you a evil giant? Do you eat houses? Why would you say yum, yum about a house? One of his and then photo of LSJ, Little St. Jeff's. Very interesting. One of his glorious homes he likes to share with his friends. Yum, yum. This part I'm like, okay, that's crazy. Wait, Mandelson's gay? Mandelson's gay? Mandelson's gay? That's it. That's okay. Well, then I don't know. Because when I saw this, I was like, oh, definitely a pedophile. Definitely. But if he's gay, then I don't know. Yeah. But wherever he is in the world, he remains my best pal. Puts in this photo too. He's in a bathrobe. No, don't put a picture of you talking to Epstein right after your massage. Don't do it, Peter. Oh God, really bad. But no, that's true. Epstein could have had boys. He could be like, hey, you left some of your dogs here, man. He could have been like that. Anyway, yum yum. But wherever he is in the world, he remains my best pal. Oh, rough. This one did not age well. Happy birthday, Jeffrey. We love you. So there's Mandelson, and who's that? Who's the other guy? Who he? So I think I recognize this as Jeffrey Epstein's boat. I've seen this boat, Little St. James, like this little like kind of motorboat thing. I've seen one of the victims of Epstein, Lisa Phillips, I think. I've seen a picture of her on that same boat. Yeah. This looks like the same boat, yeah? 100% the same boat. Yeah. There's the end of a guy's career, I guess. Cool. I like that they do that. Oh, that's his boyfriend at the time? Oh, okay. This one I think is the least cringe, unironically. This fucking like print master, like clip art shit. The guy took like probably 10 minutes to make this. If that. This one is my favorite one. It's like girls in bikinis, plane, balloons, cake. I love it. This one's the best. And who's it? Joel Pashkow? Who's that? Who's Joel Pashkow? Joel Pashkow. This guy. Okay. Well, hang on. I guess Joel Pashkow's thing isn't over yet. This is also Joel Pashkow? No. Okay, so Joel Pashkow did this. He should have stopped. He should have stopped right here. He should have stopped doing shit. This was perfect. No need to do any more than this. But he didn't stop there. This is the most fucked up thing in the entire book. I'm sure you guys have seen this already. Holy shit. There's so many little details here. Yeah, Anarcha. This is literally as bad as it gets. Yeah. Okay, so this is a picture of 1983. Epstein was still at Bear Stearns in 83. He was dismissed from Dalton in 76. Began working at Bear Stearns. Oh, Bear Stearns only to 81. So 81 to 87 that's like the mysterious years, the mystery years. But here's 83, right in those mystery years. He's drawn Epstein with children. Like that's unambiguously those are kids. It looks like he's reaching out with balloons, but it seems like the balloons are also behind this girl's hand. So maybe the girl already has balloons. But then it's like, oh, what's this? A lollipop? And yeah, he's drawn him poor. So this guy, like, he's got like whatever, ripped jeans, patched up stuff. I have to imagine that this guy did not know Jeffrey Epstein in 1983, but he did know him in 2003. What a great country. And I guess he probably knew that Epstein did grow up like poor. Like he grew up without money. And I think he sort of amazed a lot of rich people. I think that was part of his charm to the wealthy, is that they'd be like, well, I have a friend who didn't grow up rich. Oh, one of my friends actually grew up quite poor. You know, like that. Like I think he was a curiosity in that way to them. But this guy just like underestimated how recently it was that he was poor. It's like, no, this was like after he left Bear Stearns. He was already fucking doing weird fucking international man of mystery shit. And then we've got these 4 blonde girls massaging him. This one has a Jeffrey Epstein butt tattoo, J.E. I saw some people say that this is Mar-a-Lago. I don't think so. I think this is supposed to be the island. I mean, again, this guy maybe isn't like the best artist, but if we look at Little St. James, like here's Little St. James, right? Is there like, there look like there's like kind of like a windmill sort of thing, like whatever this is supposed to be? What is that? Oh, it's a helicopter. Oh, okay. I just got it. It's a helicopter. So I guess that's Gilan's helicopter, which would have been on Little Ellis Jet. But like, yeah, I think that's what this is supposed to be the sort of structure on the island. Even though it's blue roof and the guy drew it with a red roof, I believe that is what it's supposed to be. But Mar-a-Lago does have a red roof. I don't see why it would be Mar-a-Lago, but maybe. The foot massage going on here. She's massaging his penis, massaging his neck. Like this guy knew what was up. Like this guy, the person who drew this guy knew what was happening. This guy knew exactly what was going on. It's almost like he's drawn like the Epstein's like grooming style in one picture here. He's like, you used to have to give kids a fucking lollipop. Now you got to be like, oh, massage my feet. Now massage my shoulders. Now massage my chest. Now like happy ending or whatever. And yeah, he's drawn the plane with its tail numbers, call numbers, whatever we call it, call sign. But then we scroll down here. Here's Epstein with Joel Pashkow and like some other people. And Joel Pashkow has written, Jeffrey showing early talents with money and women, sells fully depreciated somebody's name to Donald Trump for $22,500. Showed early people skills too. Even though I handled the deal, I didn't get any of the money on the girl or the girl. So this is like joke. Like, I mean, what's her name? The cross necklace girl. What the heck's her name? The mouth of Sauron. What is it? The girl the White House press secretary. Kayleigh McEnany? What is it? Caroline Leavitt. She was asked about this picture. Let me see if I can find it. Caroline Leavitt. Leave it to leave it. Caroline Leavitt, Epstein check. Donald Trump signature. Here it is. Yes.
Thank you. Just I want to follow up on something you said. You said the Epstein documents
Sorry,
are
it's very quiet. Hang on, let me turn it up. How do I do that, though? Volume booster?
Thank you. Just I want to follow up on something you said. You said the Epstein documents are a hoax that Democrats are perpetrating against the president. You've said he didn't sign that check, that he didn't sign the birthday card that he allegedly signed. So what is the theory, since these documents came from the Epstein estate? Who is I guess in your view, faking these documents?
I did not say the documents are a hoax. I said the entire narrative surrounding Jeffrey Epstein right now that is absorbing many of the liberal cable channels on television is a hoax that is being perpetuated by opportunistic Democrats like Ro Khanna and the others whom you saw on that press conference outside of Capitol Hill who are trying to push this hoax against the President of the United States.
What exactly is the hoax? I'm just trying to understand what's fake. What's fake is not the documents.
The hoax is the Democrats pretending to care about victims of crime when they do not care about victims of crime, when they have done nothing to solve crimes, when they have done nothing to lock up child pedophiles and child rapists across the country, and when they are now using victims as political props to try and, again, smear the President of the United States and drag on this bad story about him. It is a distraction. The Democrats view this story as nothing more than an attempt to distract from the accomplishments and the achievements of this administration. And that is what we mean when we call it a hoax.
I mean, that is so crazy. So this is when she's asked specifically about this picture with a check signed by Donald Trump, supposedly.
The other documents released by the House Oversight Committee contained a photo of Jeffrey Epstein holding an oversized check that was made out to him in the check from the president for $22,000 for a fully depreciated woman. I wondered if the president has any recollection of that, or what you guys.
For some reason, I didn't really, I guess, think about it. But when he puts it like that, I'm just realizing how bad that looks. So Jeffrey Epstein was photographed holding a check signed by Donald Trump for a fully depreciated woman. That's pretty rough.
Make of that photo that was included in those documents.
Did you see the signature on that check? It is not Donald Trump's signature. It is absolutely not. The president did not sign that check.
But does he recognize
Jordan,
the woman?
go ahead.
No.
Awesome. That's what I was looking for. So she points out, did you see the signature on the check? It is not Donald Trump's signature. And actually, she's right. Like, that is definitely, Donald Trump has never signed his name like that. But it's kind of a boy who cried wolf sort of situation, because since like the Trump thing came out, which we will get to, that is actually coming out pretty soon. The signature on the thing, like, that one does look like Trump's signature. This one doesn't. But it's interesting that she uses the same excuse for both. It's not his signature. He doesn't sign his name like that. No, he does. He does. And like handwriting experts have weighed in, and like you can just look at it and see blah blah blah. But like it's funny that like she uses the same excuse for both, but this one she's like her tone of voice when she says the signature thing, she's like, "Did you see the signature? Just look at it. It's not his signature." Open and shut case, because it's not his signature. And I don't think that anyone reasonably believes that this is genuinely a check signed by Donald Trump for $22,500 to Jeffrey Epstein for a woman. That isn't right. Like, that isn't what this is. Obviously, this is a joke photo that was taken, and like a joke caption. Jeffrey showing early, like there's nothing in the photo even that has to do with a fully depreciated woman. That's just a check, signature, blah, blah, blah. And then down here showing early talents with money and women, sells fully depreciated. It's like a, used car kind of like term, woman's name, to Donald Trump for $22,500. Showed early people skills too. Even though I handled the deal, I didn't get any of the money or the girl. So he's joking around. Like, this is not something that I think like we can say literally happened. But what the heck? Like, what's the joke though? What's the joke? Like, if this is like an inside joke between friends, it's like, what is the joke here? So we all know Epstein has talent with money, right? He's like a money manager, financier, and women. Everybody knows he's talented with women. He sells fully depreciated women to Donald Trump for $22,500. Like, the joke here is like, this would be something Epstein would do. And look at this like novelty sized check. Look at this. Like, I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying here. Like, if you sign a giant novelty check, you might sign it very different. Maybe it's the redacted woman in the photo. Yeah, like I'm trying to imagine like what circumstance this could possibly have been of. Like, I guess, wait, do you guys think, like, you're like, Finland, you're like, maybe it's the redacted woman in the photo? Like, I don't think that this is really a thing that happened, but do you guys think that? Like, are you guys saying that, like, you think this is a real check that Donald Trump wrote for Epstein? To me, like, this seems like taking a funny picture out of context and the guy is writing like a fucked up funny thing that's also fits in with the personalities of Epstein and Trump. Like, he's making a joke. That's what I'm getting from it. But like I can sort of see, like, maybe this was like maybe Epstein, for example, made a bet. Like, maybe he made a bet with Trump and Trump lost. And the way he paid him, like, he was like, and you got to pay me one of those giant novelty checks too. So they got the photo, and then this guy took the thing and took a picture of it and was like, oh, it'd be funny if I like wrote this. I think that's probably true. So he's probably like, yeah, we got this woman, we got her, we sold her to Trump, like, because he was just trying to make this photo funny. Like, I don't think that this is telling an actual story. I think it's a joke. I don't think that this is him confessing to sex trafficking with like photo evidence. But I do think that the fact that he make this joke means that there's like an understanding between, at the very least, this guy, Epstein, and Donald Trump, that the three of them do shit like that. Like, I think it's like, yeah, we would do something like this, right? Like, they dated a lot of the same woman. Yeah, like which they did. There's like several women who moved directly from Epstein to Trump. There's like multiple. Yeah. The 22,500, I mean, like, that seems to be like from the photo here. So I don't know, but like, this is very sus. This is extremely sus. Like, this is the same guy that drew this fucking picture. So like, this guy knows. This guy knows shit. This guy knew shit. Like, this is the worst look of the entire book. Nobody comes off worse than this dude. Yeah. And he's like, I didn't even get any of the money or the girl. This guy seems like a real piece of shit. Okay, hang on. We got some new news about him. Hang on. We got to check out this stuff. Got it. The real estate mogul who introduced Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein? Really? So this would have been when? The 80s? He's jumped from a wealthy but obscure pillar of old money Palm Beach society to a central figure in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal in 2 days flat. How much did Joel Pashkow, who contributed some of the most salacious pages, like, yeah, no exaggeration, to the birthday book, how much did he know of the disgraced financier's mistreatment of young girls? I would say he knew everything. Joel knew more about Jeffrey's perversions than anyone, one source told Daily Mail. That much is clear from his entry in the birthday book. Unfortunately, he's now seriously ill and is not in a place where he could give any helpful assistance to investigators. That's annoying. So this is him, the old guy, Pashkow. Pashkow's pages include this picture of Epstein holding a check supposedly from Trump as payment for passing on a girlfriend. The woman's name is blacked out. Okay, is that what that is? Here he is with Trump, with Danish model Heidi Albertson at a formal event. And here he is with Ava and Glenn Dubin. Crazy. So nuts. He should have stopped at this page. What a mistake. Just go with the clip art. Oh, Pashkow was one of the founding members of Mar-a-Lago. Wow. All three supported emergency services in Palm Beach by donating the Palm Beach Policeman's Ball. Woof. Wow. Okay. I mean, that is wild. That's wild. Yeah. This guy would be on the list. If there was a list, this guy would be on it. Jesus. Yeah. Hard to argue. There literally could not be a worse look than that. A fully depreciated woman's name. The woman, a wealthy European woman, then in her 20s, severed all ties with, so this would be in 2004, severed all ties with Epstein around 1997 and had no romantic relationship with either Epstein or Trump. Interesting. Who could that be? The lawyer added she doesn't know Pashkow has no knowledge of the letter naming her, which he called a disgusting and deeply disturbing hoax. Okay. The woman became a point of tension in Epstein and Trump's friendship, according to people who were close to Epstein. Epstein told these people that he believed the woman enjoyed spending time with him over Trump, and that he was bitter when she ended up choosing to go out with Trump. Trump and Pashkow were listed under the Friends section in the book's table of contents, along with Clinton and about 20 other associates, the journal reported. They socialized in Palm Beach. Trump flew on Epstein's private jet. Wow, that is wild. So this is another woman that they both dated then. So fuck me. I guess like, I don't know. It seems like the woman is saying that what did it say? A wealthy European, then in her 20s, severed all ties with Epstein around 1997 and had no romantic relationship with either Epstein or Trump, her lawyer said. But then people who were close to Epstein said, no, she did date both of them, but she chose to go out with Trump in the end. That's interesting. That is so crazy. Okay. Wow. So this might actually be real then. But I will say that does not look at all like his signature. However, it's probably pretty tough to do Donald Trump's like really scribbly thing. No, sorry. To fill in, her lawyer said that she cut all ties with Epstein in 1997, and she never like even met Trump, and she never dated either of them. But I mean, Middlefart would make sense. But Middlefart did date Trump and Epstein, and there's like photos of them on dates, like kissing and whatever. Like for Middlefart to deny that would be insane. Although the timing would make sense, especially if she says she cut all ties with Epstein in 1997. She's also a wealthy European woman. But yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating that we don't know her name, but also, we don't need to be hounding the victims of Epstein or anything. But yeah, I'm just sort of, I don't know what to think about this. This is a lot worse than I originally thought it was. Damn. Goddamn. Well, at least she agrees with Pashkow didn't get any of the money or the girl. So that part of his story does check out. What the heck is this? Who wrote this one? Joseph Pagano. And who's Pagano? Joe Pagano. Ghislaine listed him as a friend in her interview. Joe Pagano. Who is that? Joseph Luco Pagano was a New York mobster? What? No, that must be a different guy. Senior investment advisor. This is a great article from Mother Jones back in the day, where a guy literally dialed all the numbers in the black book, wrote an article about it, and he called Joe Pagano. Epstein's mind goes through a cross-section of descriptions, Joe Pagano, a longtime friend of Epstein, has said. You can go from mathematics to psychology to biology. It takes the smallest amount of information and gets the correct answer in the shortest period of time. That's my definition of IQ. That sort of sounds like a guy who's just totally bullshitting you and lying about how much he knows, like shit like that. That's my definition of IQ. And then later on, Joe Pagano told me. So anyway, it turns out it looks like Joe Pagano did know him. And Joe Pagano, I gotta say, pretty good handwriting. Like some of the best penmanship in the book. Not that that's saying much, unfortunately. Dear Jeffrey, since we first met some 30 years ago, I never imagined I'd open up New York Magazine and read Jeffrey Epstein, International Man of Mystery. Jeffrey, I care about you, and those that really know you know that you are not a mystery man. You are enigmatic to most that think differently. Those without your incisive sense as to how the world works. The magic that you possess is your remarkable capacity to arrive at solutions. It's always been Oscar Wilde and Jeffrey Epstein were always right. What? Wait, what the heck? It's always been Oscar Wilde and Jeffrey Epstein that were always right. The magic that you possess is your remarkable capacity to arrive at solutions. Okay, whatever. You are perceptive, insightful, concise, all in 30 seconds. If you didn't get it in 30 seconds, you ain't gonna get it. The moment is gonna have passed. You centered individuality. Your lack of desire for public recognition reminds me of a story I once heard about the Irish playwright Samuel Beckett. He spent his life avoiding the public eye. None was a greater sense of displeasure than recognition from the teeming masses. So it goes like this. Beckett was with his mistress. He's with his Gumar in Morocco. Received a telegram from Ireland with the news he'd been awarded the Nobel Prize. His reaction? This is the worst news I have ever received. A word from the wise to the wise is sufficient. Jeffrey, I love you. As a brilliant and unpredictable friend, may you always maintain your inner solitude. I wish you health, stealth, and continued wealth. Not necessarily in that order. You know what I mean. Happy birthday, Joe Pagano. Yeah, basically that is what he's saying. Hey, I wish you health, stealth, and continued wealth. Hopefully, for all of our sakes, stealth. Because this birthday card is going to lead to a bad situation. All right? Keep this under your hat, please. Oh, another poem. Who's this one by? Stuart Pivar. Who's this guy? American art collector, a chemist and art collector known for his unorthodox views about evolution. Stuart Pivar, personal life. He was a well-known friend of the late financier Jeffrey Epstein. The two had a falling out prior to Epstein facing charges. Must have been pretty close to when it happened, because he's still sending him a fucking birthday card in 2000, like a birthday fucking poem in 2004. He corroborated the account of Maria Farmer, who stated that she had informed him about her abuse at the hands of Epstein in 1996. Oh my God! So he knew about the shit from 1996. According to Pivar, this was when the friendship with Epstein ended. In the interview, Pivar described Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre as a 16-year-old trollop. Jesus Christ, what a piece of shit. I bet he has dumb ideas on evolution, too. He asserts that the body form of species are encoded not in DNA, but in the pattern structure of a primordial germplasm. Yeah, right, idiot. Read Darwin, moron. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to give you guys a little background on this because this guy's poem is crazy. This guy's poem is crazy. And knowing that he definitely knew about Epstein's crimes, like he knew, like he said that he knew. He said that Maria had told him, he corroborated her story. He called Virginia a 16-year-old trollop, which is a fucking crazy thing to say. It's like, yeah, I know that she was being assaulted by him, but like, I'm still not on her side. Anyway, so here's his poem. He wrote it in the weird little staircase kind of thing. Who is that bum over there? Why, it's Jeffrey, I declare. The man of means in sweatshirt and jeans at a black tie formal affair. And yes, it's true. Epstein was a real slob. Always wore jeans, sweatpants, sweatshirt, like did not care to dress up for people. That was something that Ghislaine worked on him during their like friendship. She was like, please wear something nice to this. But it's funny, like sometimes I'll be trying to date an Epstein picture, but it's so hard because he would wear the same fucking shirts and shit for years. It's like, oh, he's wearing that shirt. So it could be any time from like 93 to 2014 or something like that. Oh yeah, I agree, Finland. He definitely spent the most time on rhymes and meter. This one is actually like flows. To add to life's piquancy, Jeffrey with increasing frequency, on any occasion with little persuasion, will outrage the public decency. I feel like that kind of works. I've heard that Jeffrey will act with morals, decorum, and tact, with honor, goodwill, and truth, but forsooth this information may be inexact. As far as I can detect, Jeffrey seems to select, to express his mood, terms rude, crude, and lewd, and politically incorrect. Oh yeah, I don't know what that word is. Piquancy? Piquancy? Is it piquancy? Jeffrey had half a century, with credentials plenipotentiary, though up to no good whenever he could, has avoided the penitentiary. That's interesting. This is a poem written by a guy who knew that Jeffrey Epstein was abusing girls. Like, that isn't my speculation. We know that about him. Maria Farmer reported to him, and he knew about Virginia Giuffre. And he ends his poem with saying, like, it's crazy that you're not in jail, man. Anyway, bro, happy birthday. Happy 50th from your friend Stewie. Wow. Wow. All right. And now I know you know what's coming next. I know you know what's next. You know it. We all know it. Voiceover. There must be a little more to life than having everything. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday. And may every day be another wonderful secret. Donald J. Trump. Donald. Wow. I mean, yeah, we've all seen this by now. This is the letter in its fucking like full context in a book about Epstein's friends in a section. Actually, he's in the friend section. Friends. These are the guys. This is the section that has the people who were getting girls trafficked to them, right? This has got Leon Black, Jean-Luc Brunel, Bill Clinton, Dershowitz, Jarecki, Peter Mandelson, George Mitchell, Joel Pashkow, Joe Pagano, Henry Rozovsky's in there, Leslie Wexner, Mort Zuckerman. Like, this is like the fucking, this is basically the Epstein client list right here. Friends in the birthday book. And there's fucking Donald Trump right in the middle of it. Donald Trump. And everybody's being like, hey, by the way, wink, nudge, nudge. It sure is fun to be a pedophile. Oh boy, it's fun to be a pedophile, right, Epstein? And here's fucking Trump's inclusion. And yeah, like, what the fuck do you think? How else are you supposed to take this? Like, yeah, this is rough. This is very bad. This is very bad for Trump. Really insane. This is the president speaking. Yeah. Take that in. Draw it again to make them smaller. Yeah. I think Trump drew this. I think Trump drew it. Trump, we know, loves to draw. And it looks like he drew it with his fucking favorite weapon, a Sharpie. I think he like typed this out, was looking at it, and his like Trump's like artist's eye looked at it and was like, oh, wait a second. Hang on. It's a little curvy. Wait, I'm getting a vision. Let me go. That's nuts. What's the craziest part of this? I actually can't even tell. What's the craziest part of this? Is it the may every day be another wonderful secret? Is it the fact that they're talking about a secret together that they both have and not saying what it is? Is it the enigmas never age? Is it we have certain things in common, Jeffrey? This is so nuts. There are a million fucking like Watergate level like scandals on this page. Fucking crazy. And he said it wasn't him. And he said he never drew a picture. He said he never wrote a picture. And of course the outline. Number one, that there is an outline of a woman on a letter he wrote for Epstein's birthday. And number two, the fact that she's got small boobs. Trump is a big boob guy. Like Trump has said, like one of his favorite jokes in the 90s was to be like, if a woman's flat chested, it's very difficult for them to be a 10. It's very tough for them to be a 10. Wonderful secret. I mean, yeah, wonderful. May every day be like how could this be worse? How could this be worse? It's like you gotta take a moment, right? Shit is so nuts right now. Shit is crazy, right? And we move on so quick. But you gotta just take a moment to sit with this and be like, what the fuck? What is going on? This is not the end of his career. He's going to be fine. Like, that is so crazy. I'm sorry. I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. Yeah. Oh, the Trump signature being the Bush. When I originally heard it described, I was imagining it, and I was actually thinking like, oh, that actually kind of, from a graphic design perspective, that's kind of an inspired idea for Trump's signature to be the Bush. But looking at it now, like, I don't think it's too low. It's too low on the page. This woman's got Bush on her thigh or something. And also, if it's supposed to be a child, like, you know, but it's funny. It is funny. The Wall Street Journal described it like that. Enigmas never age is actually not that damning on a 50th birthday card. Although I'm sure that Trump's referring to the age of the children. Maybe wear the double entendre. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, never age? Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah. Enigmas never age. I gave him too much credit. Oh yeah. Yeah. The people that reported the Bush thing. Yeah, happy coincidence. I think you're right. Yeah, I imagine that it would make Epstein like this picture less if Trump had drawn this woman with Bush. But I think my favorite line is the enigmas never age, just because what the fuck are you talking about, Donald Trump? Like, what the fuck do you think an enigma is? He likes to think that he and Epstein are enigmas. Oh, we're such enigmas. You and me, Epstein. International Man of Mystery. Yes. That's true, Anarcha. The description of it definitely made it sound like it wasn't of a child. It's weird that they did that. Yeah, very weird. And the fact that she has no arms. The Venus de Milo. Anyway, all right. I feel like that's enough time spent on that. Let's move on. I received a call from Guylaine, who I had worked on, massaged twice in the last few months, to work on her employer. And this is exactly the fucking grooming process here. This is how Epstein would groom. This is how Guylaine would groom girls for Epstein. She would get them to massage her and be like, "Oh, by the way, my boyfriend is so rich and he loves a good masseuse. And you're really good. I know you're only 15, but you're actually really, 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 really good. So why don't you come with me?" And he'll give you money too. Like, and he'll probably really like you. Like, this is exactly what he did. This is what he did with Anushka DiGiorgio. This is what he did with so many of the girls. Would start out with Guylaine, and she would gradually move the thing to work on her employer. He's a businessman and wants you to work on his feet at his desk. And also, they would start with the feet. Epstein would be like, massage my feet. And then they would get more and more inappropriate. Grooming. This is a fun little, this is a little fun story. And then it's like, no, this is Epstein's like grooming process that he did to thousands of girls. And it's just in this nice, like this paintbrush strokes around it. Like, yeah, it's like a little bit sickening to read. And my first thought was corns and bunions and a curmudgeon of a man. When I first set eyes on you, you were sitting behind an enormous desk in your office at home in a jean shirt and sweatpants. There you go again with Epstein's, casual wear. And your feet were possibly the most beautiful that I'd ever seen belonging to a man. Okay. I remember thinking that you looked like a more handsome Ralph Lauren. We moved over to a sitting area and I sat on a footstool and worked on your feet while you in an armchair watched me and Guylaine worked on your shoulders. This is, again, part of the whole fucking thing. After a few minutes, you gave me that squinched eye look, a mix of calculation and enjoyment, both devouring and yet submissive. That is so you, and moaned a bit. And I thought, okay, this is going well. Within 10 minutes of my being there, you asked me to leave with you guys that night to go to Florida. I had never heard of anything so spontaneous and far-fetched, and yet I knew that you were serious. I had a previous engagement. I was throwing a dinner party, so you said you would see me when you got back and have your secretary call and schedule. You did, and my life was forever changed. This is crazy, because like this could have literally been used in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, where they were trying to show the way that Ghislaine would groom girls for Epstein, and they like all of the girls that they interviewed for that trial spoke about the same kind of process happening, and it's this process. So this could have been an exhibit in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm grateful really beyond any words I can put out there, yada, yada, yada. Your guidance kept me on track, encouraged me to grow and think bigger, blah, blah, blah. With you, dear Jeffrey, I laugh like a little girl and feel like a woman. Cursed. I love you. Okay. 1993 is early. Is that when they said this one was? That's right. It was when I first set eyes on you on March 22nd, 1993. Well, Maria Farmer, the Farmers were, I think, 94, 95, and the accusation was 95. So this would put her before that. Is 93 earlier than any of the other accusations? Fuck, that's a good question. Virginia was in the 2000s. Anushka was 95 or 94? Anushka was in 93, though. Sophie Biddle? Who's Sophie Biddle? Massage therapist who frequently flew with Epstein. Sophie Biddle. She was listed as a massage therapist on 3 different movies. One of those movies included Kevin Spacey. Okay. I can't find anything on Sophie Biddle. She's a masseuse. She's in the flight logs and at least the 90s Black Book. Alphabetically makes sense. And you see your start in the flight logs in 93. Okay. Interesting, though, to know that the Epstein and Ghislaine, the way that they did shit was going on that far back. There you go, guys. That's it. That's the whole fucking book. We went cover to cover on that shit. Isn't that crazy? The whole thing's available online. You can easily find it. It's in a fucking Google Drive. Yeah. I mean, none of this shit is going to get anyone arrested. None of this shit there's no smoking gun, obviously, but it is really nuts. It's one of those things where it's just like a lot of shit with Epstein, you're not going to find anything that'll hold up in court or, whatever. But from reading this and just being a human being and reading between the lines and kind of getting the vibe, it is becoming less and less possible for the elite people who hung out with Epstein, who went to his house, who went to his island, who did shit with him, getting harder and harder for them to deny that they knew anything about what he was doing with these girls, which they all say. Everyone says this. Every single person is like, I had no idea. I just thought he was into math. No idea. That's I didn't know. I thought he was a nerd. Did you think that? Because it seems like it was a pretty open secret. It seems like pretty much everyone, at least everyone in this book, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say everybody in this book, but if you were at Epstein's 50th birthday and you took a second to leaf through the book and you didn't know that Epstein was America's most prolific pedophile, wouldn't you read through this and be like, wait, sorry, Epstein, what's all this shit about 17-year-old girls and fucking this one of you giving a bunch of girls lollipop and balloons? What's this about this? What's this about this? Yeah, I don't know. I find it really interesting that people are able to deny anything. Are there other birthday books, or did she just do it this one time? I thought there was just the one. You think one of the censored names is Prince Andrew? Well, let's take a look. He would be near the beginning. He'd be in Friends. So wait, what's his name? I guess it's not Prince Wow, Wikipedia just lists him as Prince Andrew? Does he not have a last name? Windsor. So wait, when you're a fucking prince, do you just drop the last name? Like, it doesn't say Prince Andrew Windsor. It just says Prince Andrew Duke of York. Imagine your name was just fucking Andrew. First name Prince, last name Andrew. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is I have a condition where I don't have a last name. Cue multiple photos of him clearly with a last name surfacing. Oh my God, that interview is so fucking crazy. Yeah. No, I mean, if there's one thing we've learned today, it's that Prince Andrew, fake friend, fake Epstein friend. Yeah, very, very silly. I mean, that's very bad. You know what? I don't like this Prince Andrew character anymore. I think he's a bad friend.